Professor Kingsley Nyako, I want to meet me call Kumasia, the constituency na no. Me huni biya me kai me late father because no a very good relationship. Nti prof in fact, I so last week I was in Kumasi and then I realized that I papa can was say we na fe mu na on tiase. It's so unfortunate. Prof, why are they? I was so impressed. So we're pushing for that thing to happen. And yet easy. Say obedience attention, you know. Especially you who is a shadow major road bisa, you know.
Plus stretch.
So stretching and quiet who do you about So I tell you it's not easy. Professor Kingsley Nyako Ijemuma Adesha a war Kwadaso constituency. In fact, I always hear a T3 constituency partner Ojinem Odom. Probably be able to call.
Oh, no, I don't
Party in Ashanti region and in Ghana, everything is okay.
Oh, no, I don't call.
Good.
Oh, man, he no cover Sante. What I say? You can't be on tape. Now, Sergeant Green sent to be.
Oh, yeah, it's your top. Let me remind you, baby, but it's your top. So it's important. Peter Mensah become this year. And yesterday, I think on social media, I realized a Legon Foa, a bay Unyamia Maduma, favor not top. So, because I say. Me am come this year, I need this year back. Na Okaho. Or deputy CEO, PSC Tema Shipyard. Hona Onyame Adom Yadeno Akotua or born a boss, so bet me athlete in overship anymore. But I'm happy to say he's from Ahafo region. And he always a proud Ahafonian. Ahafo former region I am mamachi. Na ejidi se mo so mbaboa no kwanso. So Peter Akoba.
You go.
Na enoma te say
o mai
bibia nam de kwaso
na me adom oba dia daroma se ye papa John Dramani mama enya gidie wo yemu na oma yankwan se yenko na yenko som ewo PSC Tema Shipyard me se bosome nsane nan mu ni nyame akan ho ama entutuya ye de agu akwan mu no ayefe so was resetting agenda and that's one of the main area President Mama they share manifesto ni mo page 72 of our manifesto is to revamp our shipyard. Tema Shipyard is the biggest shipyard in West Africa. Biggest in West Africa, which has been underutilized in terms of servicing of vessels, repairs, maintenance, and everything in the sub-region.
Oh, wow.
We have the biggest. But unfortunately, no. Previous management, we have been too dog. The MIA biggest, the servicing of a vessel, no. Most of ships near more kasia. In the dock size, I would service of vessel, and only the judge say you have a bigger say. You were dock size of 277 meters.
Oh wow!
With 100,000 WT weight. O cost average in Nimua would be anywhere was you know. It's the competitive advantage, you know, in Kenya. And yes, also what the smaller size are, and also say this service all the smaller vessels. Almost 3 good years. So the other service say smaller vessel no much shutting it down. There was no pressure. Oh my, not just on money near lose revenue for the past 3 years. You buy it. I'm telling you, within 2 months we brought technical men together and we fixed that.
Okay, so you remember that conversation, so and I would love to have that one-on-one with you.
Yes.
To throw more light on this.
Exactly. Yes.
How is our region? The minister maintaining
no question. My mentor have for you now. I'm say now what we train we are Saturday and our President Mahama eba ahafo. Na obapa me nuaba charity gardener for regional minister and opay chia. Said you ne ahafo mpanifo etoto ye. Wonu say president there owo Mecca Hajinti. You were large in Collins Dauda. On Mpensenpensenmu ewo Mecca nti wantumi amba dwumadie na ase na yenua ba charity gardener ya half regional minister said we see organize program ye welcome President Mama no na ya de efe ya de ani so nti yemmo na baso ene mpensenpensenmu work all the MPs onobere kopoku okwasem ni na owo dwumadi na se oma ono soso de na ni onyam tag dwumadi na se mane ye fe president mama ebo sampanifuo nyina ne ya wa paw ye ne nyina no aba so wa dwuma obi ye wo na fa mu nyina ye the transformation ba hafo oman me do a chiache na I know how you are passionate about hafo nsem na sabiri de me metwe owuram na development na ye pe ewa hafo no se de mpanifo ewo pe pase ye beboa ama ya yes our development menu na ye president mama shebo se go so tepa road ya ye su bo some people for nhwe ma ya omujama ne ka ho troka no president mama ehye mbo se nyame ya adoma obeden obeyamai any other development project any abandoned project omujatu ho ni nyina no president mama ashebo se sa abandoned project ni nyina no obeboa amayai. I think these are some of the things that are for
so my minister now I'll open up the spotlight on her at the appropriate time.
Yes.
I'm monitoring whatever is going on in Afro. I'm sure I made a chair by the close of November. I'll activate my spotlight on Afro.
Okay. Mate, you ready to come on?
My member also be one area you've been speaking about. I think the agency or the unit has taken a strong year to 8 year the usage of titles, doctors and all. I think for over 5 or 6 years. One who follows our conversation and one who releases our. I think Parliament and I for next released by a issue. Going for that specific for that.
GTEC.
And they are this time they are very serious about it. What agency man?
Yeah, on my name, Mamicha at your phone, quite so for Michobia, Ishayache.
Papa.
I mean, I think that I was very careful our memoir. The desire for degrees. I mean, Oko school now, Yama Bodia, Esse, Efata. But yeah, make us say, any a body and a degree, and a chess, over Suenhun, and I say, Obohomodin area be. For me, competence is not necessarily about titles and qualifications. But Ghana had no. I say, only title, people feel inferior. Oh, I'm a professor, I'm a doctor. Fine, but the point is that you don't necessarily need that to contribute to society, because for me, the result of what to do. That's what's important. But even more big titles, also more contribution, even in that area of expertise, and you're noticed. So amount for mechanical before this. Obima a institutional almost to me say award credentials like degrees, honoris causa, that is honorary doctoral degrees. Omade mo ebia o man here almost sure omade bombs the mama ya chair what contributed hugely. So you amount that title no. That title no is not supposed to be prefaced by your name. That be a part of your achievement. And I'm out for could trace it, then they go and buy. Now, my point is that all year graduate programs are masters and PhD. Number you need to contribute to contribute knowledge in that area. And doctor of what? Something. The more you encourage your man for say, this honoris causa, you so title. How about what classroom because
you can easily get it.
You can buy it and be taught cheaply. What NAB afford this? There was a professor, B&O UCC. I mean, it was so bad. I even at the point had to write to university in Ukraine. Not F Ukraine ever. Go Ghana also a professor. Me my own child was university there. Terminal degrees, I have PhD. That is PhD or the third degree, and terminal. Professorial titles and terminal degrees. I rank at the university. Which other university will rise depend on where you start. Or start as assistant lecturer those times. And now the entry point near a lecturer. So from lecturer to senior lecturer to associate professor, full professor, it ends there. It ends there. And how can be a on-shadow university that also a professor? And people go and buy them. And for me, no, GTech and education regulatory bodies, law, no. I fought, say, a punishable offense, and it is captured in, the law. I can say LI about operationalize it so that we can deal with such people. It's not right. People, why do you go a bit $10,000, a bit here, you know what I mean, to just get it? Why? And Ghanaians are watching for this to be done. A big career doctoral programs and a master's degree programs are that the institutions are not even accredited. Those institutions, no, only how they say, those titles, no. It is so wrong because institution no, university degree must be accredited institution, and that qualification degree no must also be accredited. Or better me call mushroom school be now I say friend doctor friend say we need to take a critical look at it. Germany. I didn't know Oko school of Germany. I say obey professor. Still now they maintain your doctorate title. Germany, obey professor. You call professor doctor. I didn't hear because they value the PhD. Because PhD no means that why you be so in that field. So you say keep it. Because a terminal degree, professorial titles, meanwhile, they are just ranks in the university. But Ghana, Aberdeen, we are doctor, and that former President Rawlings, so many honorary doctoral degrees. And now Kufuor, J. Kufuor, do they use the titles? Or be your software, no use so. We don't do that. We don't have to abuse those titles. You know what I mean? So they take should, for me, LI, no, they should work so hard. Then you punishable offense. Someone use your okay. And they say, some of maybe me to crime go to buy and then email. Almost you or my follow me now. They want to give me honor. Miss Massa, me here. I don't need it. Don't need it. We should stop that kind of thing. For me, if it's marks of inferiority complex. Okay. Because because you see, me say it is what is in you.
That's the most
knowledge now. One thing I learned there at DIA was that it's not only about titles. You're more Jumana. Are you able to deliver? It's the results. So results in the bet say, I don't know. Only man say only. Yeah. Na tactic say na man won't mean as a for say.
Okay, so that's better general so one ma. I think our conversation is going to be centered on
levy.
Tax, no.
You say energy sector levy, say levy.
And you know what is the noise around it? Because it's like there's too much noise.
The noise around it is that, with all due respect, the NDC government, for me, is the most insincere government that I've seen in the history of Ghana. Honestly, because I'm on kind of cray. You know, Mpensenpensenmu wakache say, oh, yeah, campaigner, who can you connect who trying to a firm. So for Mpensenpensenmu, kache say, and true, it's part of politics, no, tells you the caliber of persons in that government. Okay. Now, I told Forcing, one of the guys I respect so much, the core parliament, no, and I said the guy is quite good. But everything, no, I told Forcing, say, you don't need to introduce new taxes. Or say you don't, or say who here say o day at all for back. Or say who here say obey increase at all. Because he can obey me any scar without raising taxes. And what he said now, and for the avoidance of doubt, I want to read exactly what he said. Say, was steady the Ghanaian economic environment was steady, and he has come to realize that you don't need to increase taxes. What has changed? Because direct quote, see, I have studied Ghana's economy for some time now, and without mentioning words, Ghana has potential when it comes to tax revenue mobilization. We don't necessarily have to increase taxes before you rake in revenue. We have the handles. What we need to do is to improve compliance. What has changed? Atoforsen, what has changed? It's the same Atoforsen, my good friend in Parliament. Oka said, I'm going to do betting tax. Later, no, or the son, no. He changed his mind and his position on that. Why do we do that? The same government, meanwhile, they spoke against the communication service tax. Okay, yeah. Mpensenpensenmu say, "Omo any power, they will even cancel that one." Sam George, the same thing. But Atoforsen saying, or say, "Omo Nkasa." So the noise is about the NDC's inconsistencies. Omo can create because of political power. You lie, you misspeak. That's what Ghanaians want. Ghana for penny power, Omo can create. Meaning, say a passe just increasing taxes is the easiest approach. Now say you call retreat or energy committee call retreat. Now the issues are ECG. I mean the power sector no facing no. Meaning their issues are the power can want some that management issues that can be resolved without necessarily raising this levy. Meaning we know, say when it comes to system losses alone, both technical and commercial, the power distributors no, PURC, I'm on benchmark so, say NETCO, or technical losses no, I think about 4.1% or so. Technical losses defined by PURC no, for NETCO 10%. ECG 10%. Commercial losses 11.4 each. But they go beyond that. Just last year, NETCO losses in Kwa was about 32%. ECG around the same figure. And this is what we have to do. Say, they are not saying na yentimi and reduce these losses, the inefficiencies. We must deal with those inefficiencies. Omotimi revenue, they are not able to collect revenue. Power, they are not consuming. Omotimi and this kind of. That is where we have to go and get the money from. It's not just introducing this 1 cedi per litre. That will not solve the problem. If you are not saying to me, and making sure say you're dealing with those inefficiencies now, you can put 100 cedis per litre on the petroleum product. The product will still be there. Okay, so let's get the solution to what we are faced now. The problem is, one, are we saying that 1 cedi add on a needless or it was avoidable? 2, is there going to be any difference if we agree, which we need to and which you have done, to the 1 cedi syndrome? You can't want. So challenges na yebobro fi na no e be free hold your mind na me say the issue no enye putting in more money. The issue no and say come you see the NETCO for into me and so and this can we need to go. All of a sudden we have another power distributor called Enclave Power. Enclave Power Company or so. They are based. They deal largely with the free zone enclave. They are not going to the losses. They are not. Argentina about ECG, and because the government is also complicit. People amount for use power without even paying. We know that. George Paul knows that. We need to fix all these things. Only said this year, our fuel imports are for the power sector about $971 million. Now, Yakacha say the city has been stabilized. Okay? So, which means that the initial projection said if 15 cedis to $1 was used, now that it is stable now, you expel some reduction in terms of how much you need. This is common sense. So, OPEC, crude oil, rate to 15 cedis per $1. Now, about around 10, whatever. That gap should give you fiscal space. Because there's a fiscal space. When that, that's it. So, why the need? The NDC government, to do this levy to hide their incompetence, number one, and also to hide the incompetence of the power distributors. That is so unfair. At the end of the day, you know, it is putting a strain and burden on the economy. Yeah, in 2022, there are challenges, IMF, all that. Ato Forson at that time was the chairperson, was the ranking at the finance committee. He knew the issues. He knew the challenge that, but they did politics. Yet they levy ever to deal with the issue. Initial projection of 6.9 billion cedis to help us to deal with the issue. They fought against it because not because political power. They bastardize it, they destroy it. And some of us knew that with the economy, they cannot sustain the economy without introducing some form of tax because it is part of the equation. Revenue mobilization. Meanwhile, you can introduce taxes. It is one of them and other revenue enhancing measures. But they made it look as if say, what we were doing was bad. Moka say, mobile power, mobile cancel, levy, betting tax, communication service tax, and COVID levy and all that. Now you took out levy and also the betting tax. We've lost about 6 billion cedis annually. So why then do you see, how then do you come back through a very mischievous approach to get money? That's a Ghana for no. Only die. You lie. You lie.
But the choice of one city on any fuel be out to be no. Oh, who said?
1 liter.
Was and I make a liter. And I make say no problem. On say it is difficult to feel it than how you went.
You sure about
it? No. I'm saying let's be honest to ourselves.
Okay, you levy. My example, you levy. No, you levy. And no biana. Obey you sumomo. And no biao. But this one, you are affected. While your car there your west, only car indirectly you suffer it. Odi dry indirectly, you have to pay transportation. It will go into it. That's it. You levy. Now 1% we want now. So 1% on 100 cities. Why not 1 city? But semi-top meter fuel. That's a beer meter 100 liters. That's a 1,000 now. Okay. Now 10 cities are. Misato 60 account one. I'm not going to add 60 more cities to it. And look at the effect. And they know the effect is huge. But you see, government way is clueless. To forcing, I am disappointed because, or say, was steady
the economy of this country.
And he knows that it is not about taxes.
Okay, so maybe also.
So how come say I dare say about taxes no? Not what sound for Chile. No what's up for Chaba. Well, you're not being fair to the people
Peter,
of Ghana.
I don't know, but it seems like it's the same political game because I don't know. It's difficult to understand, but I don't know. I don't know what's happening.
Oh my! I won't say. Prof Ekasano. Udi kan ni de nkomo na oka titles say the manfo a enye proper misrepresenting unims hadie ni say na wo ye de say na say we professor or church nti oboa manfo te say oh this is the right thing nti ya man yi we o start ya prof nim. Energy sector levy is not a new levy. An energy sector levy is energy sector levy. Inti e-levy na prof person or pay student inti BBA friend e-levy no. And on it prof your best people like you know dear. A man for be person more propaganda which is very important because if people want to do propaganda with such a yes better say mumu say the shamwa will put the fact na Ghana from who say yeah NDC aban obi amfa bibi a your friend 11 mai energy sector levy a wo honum dada a your friend Esla modi som faso enti no memeka enye sa propaganda say bibi di levy bacho bibi anywhere friendly levy ye fro omaye President Mahama ne NDC aban eji to me ebeto ye friend no eka any sectorial challenges.
Hold on. We are saying that for the past.
No.
Hold on. I'm tired with.
No. Maybe
I want us to get straight.
Yes, maybe straight.
Train. No, you see, we should shift from.
Maybe.
You see, train.
Correct.
Whether sectorial.
No,
the premise which I don't want us to build. Obiaba, please, you are in charge. Whether Eka or no Eka. You see, in opposition, you sitting here, hold on. You sitting here would have been making same pronouncement. That's why it's difficult for growth in this country. So whether car or no car, Esla has been with us. Educate us how and why we need
to. I suggest you wait for the follow-up.
Okay, so go ahead.
And how are a man for so? And a president Yabo training in penny for tenacity say. A how na order or man for so no. Be perceive to an among way. Now a man for how near what training high cost of living in Embrafom. And every kind a true bibna a da and your maswa a how man for ye in free. It levy ye in free. Better tax ye in free. Emission levy ye in free. Sa etu ya me bobo so nyina ye no ama omanfo no hwan hen ha wo. That's number 1. Number 2, president ni sa hwemo no se da bi omanfo no su sa abawo yen sidi no ahoden edwadifo ba bia ye bia ye sidi no dollar na ebu yen sidi no enti osane ni mpani fort na ase momi fancy ato forcing yemboa na yen sidi na ahoden pega said ye be ye dwedie ni wo mamo die ye konyina no bibia na fom ana ye wa to force ni Bank of Ghana ni gold bond ni penfo etna ase ene ye hihye niama omaye twentrofo bebre ka se ebra ye bonto ano ye ka se o sidi no ntino ye monto abama ye ba ye be boa ni stabilize o so munya sa are you telling me say mo ba sidi ya ye hunu ewo 16.5 eso bete eso nte munyai sa under the Fourth Republic man be jedi say this is the first time aba yen cedi no. Now we are not talking about cedi depreciation, we are talking about cedi appreciation. Prof Pacho kasana ma edin Pacho mean that da Pacho nya Pacho kasana ma edin and at the end of the day no ya be boa ama cedi no anya hoden. So we are not talking about cedi depreciation biom, ye ka about cedi appreciation. Ye cedi no every 16.5 and I'm 10.2. The aye say ama niema nyina aboa ba form ama petrol no because yem petrol na ye use no. Now one of the key ade ama petrol ni bo cost so $1. Ama sa cedi appreciation no abebo mas petrol so anas 16 point something later no and then about do 12 or 11.9. Enti eno so de omanfo no henhan bia bayen so ama omanfo no ho atoyen high cost of living no abane se bo se ye bebo ayen hihye ye ma cost of living na ye high no ye ho atoyen nyame adom ayampa bo se ba domama wo di sa bo se no so woni me yes adwen anu susu nyina na Ghana fo bebre so yentumi petrol bo be ba form mujiri se petrol bo ba form asu ya be ye ama petrol ba form na nyina ye cedi appreciation say ana ye we mu nyina no there is another sector which is affected sa energy sector yen kan ya ho semsem esa say energy sector ka bi wo ho aye friend no energy sector data a compound ya bedu $3.1 billion. It affected the cycle ama niama ye nyina no ye ho kire ye ana ba na hunu se da bi ma ye nhihye ama ye petrol yi buyi because of cedi appreciation no ama petrol ni boy den akofom enti ye mpesika fufuro bi because yes you two petrol na yes you koton bi wa monone ye koton wa monone a ye nya dollars na o man no so anya kakra but enam say ye sidi na hoden e kosoro ni ti no yes your revenue na ye den ye nya free ye koton no aba from because yes ye get dollars and there's revenue shortfall and if there's revenue shortfall and also affect your energy sector ne dia omanfo a maboa mayi e how be mafiri mo so no omanfo de me sra mo saa bere ni say me de 1 cd bi aba be hye saa Litre yi so na saa 1 cd na me de be hye so no e sika tuo bi na me pese afi bia menya sika 5.7 billion Ghana cedis na ye de aboa na yakusin ye energy sector no se de be ya ye nyina mo nkane ho adensam ebetimi agina brane ama de biada omanfo betimi akoso aye won adwuma because ye na nyina mo nkane no nkane ho nsam no ehu hia omanfo ne pa enti aba ne se me de sa hye we ba na me de ba no Ghana fo muntie ne ye ana mo se tie o oman sidi appreciation hye no ekoso ne ntino omanfo no bekoso ahunu emfaso a ewo se petrol no bo no omu hu so effect bia na when a revenue shortfall na yenya as a result of yen city ne strength na abaniti no ye revenue shortfall ko se de ko energy sector no esua eno ntina me de 1 city ni ba be shem me de be shem anya sa revenue ne ya close sa gap no still no entre se petrol no bo ba kosoro.
Okay, so hold on, me ko akotwa me ho aba but I think the last time I checked na ECG electricity tariffs in Atum.
Yeah, 14%.
So no so we need to Atum.
It increased. Okay. Good. Almost increasing of 14.75%.
I know.
Yeah.
I want to do the motive was to efficiency and reliability.
Yeah.
The S-line is for what? Paying off debt.
Yes.
And then ensuring that the energy sector is
regulated. And like I said, was it to deal with them? So he was emphatic on that.
Okay, so
he said that. He said that.
We'll play back what he said.
He said that too. He said that too. And also, it is not true that NDC took over power. Now, to do that was
2016.
No, it was 14.75.
By December, it was 16.5.
No, you took over in June.
Prof, I beg you.
January.
Prof, I beg you. I allow
took over in January.
Prof, I beg you.
Use that figure.
No, I allowed because I thought regime.
I was talking about your regime.
When you were taking over.
No problem. But as of the time they were taking over, it was not
14.75. Yes.
Okay, so you could try a hombra, and then we can have a conversation around a 14% increase, and then what is meant for the 1 city. And we say it's a idea to assume. And you come up until you come to you. Why? Well, Asaba, Professor Kingsley, one of saying Yakona Face, Peter Mpensenpensenmu, Deputy CEO, PSC, Shipyard, Tema, on so what say. The conversation is about Ghana. But my main call say, anytime there's a break, an opportunity to drink or sip, remember, Malta Guinness, no, Ebebo Kwanstron Kosokra, and Nashen Sudia Farm, a proudly made in Ghana, into your can and your bottle, to make sure, say, any time of the day, and you are good to go with your Malta Guinness. And I know I'm sure say about the road say Joy News Habitat Fair, no. First clinic, no. Eguswa, Ebe Baso Dindindi. Yesha say on the 20th of June to the 23rd of June. Biasron Kwa, a Jedifua who do a fire, a die whom your money in Ekushia Nafe, or who latest in a die whom your mopes who see double or to specific door be all those things, no. Oko that place now. Now what you know what did your question? You are dreaming it and you are living it, and we know. So we Echo Bank as well question so Virtual Security Africa, Superlock Technologies Limited, DBS Industries Limited, Anna. The Builders Market, Lesh Fortune Limited, Anna for Clifton Homes so Edomasi, Interplast, almost as well question. This is a Joy News movement. Well, Kingsley, I don't see nothing more doctors. Let me say, no, Peter, sorry.
It's not the Anna Metron, and I say, it will say now a day banner. Ghana for enco feel the impact because the city appreciation is still ongoing. It when it's just as a initiative to get the revenue shortfall now, to go to the energy sector. And one of the problems in fact I'm here do some people so nyina say on the NDC na dey sa esla ne buy energy sector levy ne buy na ye mbota nyina say ya accumulate sa sika we aka bi ba bia na ke mfa service o my abro previous government ne ya say
abro say
o mo geji ase no sika na dey tina wo bia there was a purpose I established sa esla no mo kasetia esla in opposition mo buy ya na ke chiriko kwa idi ne ma ade a kasetia na o be mo
mo kasetia ya baba mo
enu ti na ya na say because some people kasa samre o mo na di esra ko si awowa enti o fa ko si awowa anka si kakra bom anka samre ni say ya accumulation ya mesu about 3.1 billion dollars debt and mo dey enu ti na make sure say a problem like how we jamba and you take steps ya be solve some problem ya take is say ya magana.
So one of the issues is that this one CD will help the energy sector.
Yes,
in times of challenges,
exactly.
Financial challenges.
Because you person Ghana for be complain and I can't do more and you can't say this. And President Mama, yes,
so it's not wrong to say purposely for doing so.
That's energy sector cycle. And the cycle na nyama be bring here on. But ni na say kasa energy sector levy ya esla ya making. And before am fence ya wo wa. And an accumulation no e go mu samre ya. And ke benya bi anke yi de nyama be bring. But am de ko sia wa.
It's called governance.
It's bad governance. In governance, you bad governance. It's bad governance. And who's so only been here? And the Ghana for Muntia Banase. A buyer, what but I yet, how I am to say, my one, the Ananki Nina, and Mrs. City appreciation, we not Ghana for Nina. Petra Yateswa about for me, Naga Ghana for Nina. And so President Mama Dauma, what my yes, I say we. I'm never be out and honorable or crop on Puhonoma or say Felemy Tank, mammy. Because Petro number form what we talk. Oh, and did they say a bind say, oh, maybe she say way back. Now, so a bomb yangas cacacra near the abwa. And you want some, or my phone and cassette me say, one more dear, hey, I'm a problem, they say, I bind the 2 bar or moon not so fast. And to what they a 2 banner moon said, 1 yan say, I almost won't talk more. What the 2 bar won't pursue me. But woman will say, I ban way by President Mama. Why, yes, she say, yeah, or moon man for no more, and when you're so fast, or more tall, and this are binders who are mommy 1 CD. Now, me find regeneratives, na ye energy sector problems. Young so what? Me say, or man for no
problem.
Okay,
so no problem.
Me this or man for no
that's for this.
It's Ghana for. And before propaganda, ready, I'm going to go and
because of this one city, or they told a letter of fuel. You are saying propaganda.
Now, what no to one? Now, letter of fuel no to 16 Ghana cities, and then a letter no. Only 12 Ghana cities. It's assuming possess 1 city, they count Ghana 13 compared to the now.
Ghana for Muntio and this for motor about a more mono. No, I'm more respect him 1 bit because I'm feel say I'm more numbers no parliament. I'm a number 187. I'm feel say don't be mama. That's why they are doing that because. And yes, sir.
In Chemo, they are okay with it.
I mean, me say, energy sector issues have been there from Wallace's time. Abasa, what I say.
But when we've gotten to Ochiro, say that is one of the means to ensure sanity in the
3 weeks ago, energy committee, meet some of the agencies under the power sector. You share grid co. What I say. I'm not transmitting Netco, Yeshia, ECG, I'm not distributing VRA, Bui Power Authority. They were there, I'm not generating. Meanwhile, issues now, losses are manufactured, human made, technical losses and commercial losses. Yet to me, any revenue. And it's the forecast say, I'm more coming for swap. Ometimi ajiska omofa etobia ma sama maka chen
so saka sa ne ha adwene no
and I'm say nipa mo say mo be here without bringing in burden on us no mako U10 because mumu Ghana for under yeah administration. Amane komo we are seeing yet me my the power sector for about 8 years. Me nyama no ka say gold prices ekosro cocoa prices ekosro under MPP administration yet me increase gold reserve our Bank of Ghana from 8 tons to about 31 tons. Gold for oil program. Ninya ka ho na yehu the stability in the city. The NDC are differently, the gold board now amode abano. But Bank of Ghana governor Kache Dr. Siama Kate say the gold reserve program and the gold for oil program buffer sa abandon no ya aboma see na. This public record is there. And this one will be extraordinary. But I told you earlier on, say, this year, your fuel importer, here, we manage your power sector, $971 million. But my point is that, say, a 60 year old, they know, Edina, this performance, the gap, should be able to deal with the issue. Say, $971 million. That's it. At that time, we used to even 15 cedis to $1. Now about 10 point something. Over about $5 difference. 5 cedis difference. I bet me I'm going to deal with this matter. NDC adopted the latest approach. Almost kasa bebre.
In terms of taxes.
Almost kasa bebre. But they deliver little. And I said earlier on, say, almost use almost numbers in parliament to hide their incompetence. How they are doing? And that's most of them Ghana for mobile no taxes. Why taxes now?
Got that.
So you see, let's say minua don't know and out of forcing. And I'm on penny kasa. The best slow. No kwadie any mudie ehu hia amano sem no. And tro na mo twasa no. So na Ghana for nya didie e wo yen mu. Misa on penny mama say communication service tax no ka so be ye twa no onyi. The cover levy no ka so be ye twa no onyi. You say all the one not done ra ebi nwo ebi no maye no. So now no they have the power. Omo chantro omo dada yen. Me dofo adada me. That what they've done. And now me coincidence here Ghana for be na ya to aba anu ho. And the NDC goodwill is going down. Omo na mo kasa Fankin Kujomo, Miami Collie, they say, run for Jampo mo. They knew me, ya because Charlie. Very strong in economics. That's not my background. Me university level 200 or so. But some things are common sense. To strengthen the economy of Ghana must be based on huge value added export drive. You diversify the economy so that you can rake in forests. But these guys knew that. Ya call COVID, they want singing, we are singing now singing. But do jump mono kasa said the government was not doing well. When you knew, when you were in COVID, the peak of it, gold prices went down. Cocoa prices went down. When you are but still, I'm not going to talk about me. We have relative power supply in this country. Now, mostly everything is okay. Gold price cost, cocoa price cost, bibia well in your favor. Argentina was sign a burden the ordinary Ghanaian with this needless e-levy. Make I say e-levy na make energy sector because I'm saying so yes, I'm just using the energy sector to preface the levy. I'm not saying it's a levy as in electronic levy. I'm saying that
it was really a political advantage you person will take.
Oh, the
reality of ESLA is there. E-levy is there.
No, the point is that we say what you levy.
Yeah.
That was 1% too. 1%.
Energy sector
and energy sector levy now levy no. And no one city, it is huge.
Okay, so cross over to Parliament. The Atofort Sekai, some of this specifically now if you wrap up. Pacho NT the Atofort Sekai.
Additional revenue to fund the needs in the power sector. government is proposing an increase in export price of petrol, diesel, and related products. The impact will be absorbed by the gains made from the strong performance of the Ghana cedis. The Speaker, I repeat, the impact will be absorbed by the gains made from the strong performance of the Ghana cedis. And this will mean that consumers will not have to pay extra for the price of petrol and diesel beginning today. Right, Honorable Speaker, our simulations suggest that there will be no increase in the export price of petrol and diesel in the next window beginning today if the levy is imposed. This is because of a strong Ghana cedi. Right, Honorable Speaker, the levy will serve as a dedicated source of funding to the power sector, and the proceeds will be earmarked for the procurement of essential fuel for power generation.
Well, Peter, Mokasao.
Me say, I to force it. I force it. No. I'm telling you, Star Obinya.
Hey, Peter.
Baby, I will say. Atachi, Juma or Yawo, Tanoso.
Yeah.
Omuntuaka. The shop, a quite maybe a motel, Mama say, the shop. One time, $10 million. Yes, some go audit. All these things are stopped.
Tapagoso.
They are stopped. You can't get money to spend.
8 good years. Monko na ya ba 4 months. 4 months. Afen na be ko.
I don't need scar. To just pay them.
Your conversation.
I'm telling you.
Your argument has off.
This is inefficiency. Inefficiency. You want to put on us. You want to put on us. Our forcing should live by his words. Also, raise the car without necessarily.
Yeah, what's some cheap?
You should do that.
Oh my, you see,
master too much.
A young man, you Ghana for him in our submission. Ghana Nina, or no, now or never take. Now $1 to see the no year 16.5. What catch now I know what say. I'm making it concrete. The businessman in 2024 December, come on, no, 60.5, and now we're at 10.2. What's what to about
14.75%? No, that is wrong. That is wrong.
Okay, so you are doing. Peter.
There's a big platform.
Or you be correcting it.
There's a big platform.
Excellent or an e-levy.
When we say December, I'm giving you a specific.
No, Peter. Make it a simple submission. Peter, no, hold on. So it's not the assumption.
Let me take it.
That was the reality.
That is what you are quoting. It's also January.
No, Mpacho.
I am quoting
January.
14.7.
So
Ghana ni on what year 14.7.
That's correct.
Na nyame adom no. Na ya ni na subsidy betimi anya wodin say. Ono abo tie na wani na. SNDC ana ba bi be ma cedi anya hodin we. Ena aba 10.2. O se Ghana ni na to aba no ho. Sa dwadifo a wo mo kra ne amaba. No pe $5,000 ya. Now, or they about 75,000 Ghana cedis, and they call them $5,000. And now, or $5,000, yeah, oh, yeah, they Ghana for the command Ghana for. And the same Ghana, you know, dollars. Oh my, and the same Ghana, the same Ghana, you know, or $5,000, yeah. Well, my over 50,000.
Okay, so you're the Messiah.
Oh, and the last point. The same Ghana, you know, Patrol, and I didn't know. You're talking about Patrol Galoma. And now you're 72 Ghana cities. And then the same Ghana, you know, what's it? Yeah, they are. And my papa, but And now who could pump out was not to
Okay, so thank you so much.